What's going on, guys? ShoeTuber back with another video, and today we're going to do a review on the Nike AirTech Challenge 2 Retro. Got it right over here. To think about it, this is the first pair of Nikes I think I've ever bought in, which is like a crazy concept. But yeah, let's check them out. So here we have them, the Nike AirTech Challenge 2 Retro. These came out in 1990 and they're solely made for a tennis shoe. Back in that day, tennis was really popular and really hot. So Nike obviously responded, and to stay, current in the market and relevant, they designed, another tennis shoe for that time. I was never really into tennis, but just brushing up on the history, kind of seeing how this sneaker came to be, is really interesting what Nike was listening to / interested, trying to stay competitive with Reebok. So, Nike's response to whatever Reebok was doing was kind of making products, not just for basketball, but for other sports as well. So yeah, so this was definitely the inception of a new line of sneakers that came out. And I really actually like this sneaker. This sneaker definitely has a lot of history to it because the sole, as you can see, is very similar to the not the Red Octobers, but the Nike Air Yeezys that came out back in the earlier part of 2000, the 2010 decade. And so that's really kind of what started Kanye on his path from, making sneakers with Nike and then going off with Adidas and so on and so forth. So I think this shoe definitely has a lot of history, not only in sports, but in like hip hop and media culture. And when they released the retro for this, this shoe immediately caught my eye. I actually have the Ultimate Sneaker book, and so when I was reading the section on the Nike Air Yeezy, this sneaker came up, and it was really interesting to understand that Kanye went with this sole as opposed to the Air Jordan 3 sole, which they're like pretty similar when you examine them, but I think Kanye really liked the aesthetic of this sole versus the other one. So yeah, just I think that's something really cool to point out with this sneaker is that, seeing the sole from this pair of sneakers went on to be part of the design of a pair of sneakers that's so coveted in sneaker culture and the sneaker community. So I thought that was a really cool thing. But yeah, so obviously this used Nike Air technology. It's a high top. It has a lot of padding. You can see around the back, so it gives a lot of support for the Achilles. This is obviously was made for a performance sneaker, but now when the retro came out, it was obviously targeted for more of a lifestyle use. Colorings on here is really nice. They're hot, kind of like a highlighter color. This is like the lava color that they came out with. So the coloring is very super simplistic. Definitely worn these a couple times already. These are probably, my favorite sneakers to have right now in the collection. Just because it just looks so cool and so, quote unquote techy. There's just so much padding. This shoe fits like a glove. It's super comfortable. You see right here on the heel, it just works with a lot of materials, kind of like mesh, and I don't know what this would be called, but this is corduroy. You can see definitely corduroy is definitely coming back. That classic Nike swoosh right there. I think this, and then you have Nike Air on the back right here. This sneaker definitely is just a really cool high top to have in your rotation, I think, and this being the first pair of Nikes I've ever owned, really thinking about it, I've never owned a pair of Nikes, and so having this being part of my girl collection of sneakers and having the AirTech Challenge being my first introduction shoe, I guess you can say, into Nike is actually I feel really thankful because this sneaker I've gotten plenty of compliments on. I mean, it just looks cool. It feels it has old vintage look to it, but obviously is a new sneaker. The soles are really cool. They obviously, these remind me a lot of the Jordan 3s, just in its silhouette form. But I think overall this sneaker is really I just really like these plastic eyelets right here. They kind of move. You can either loop them around with your laces or you can't. And then they have that same aspect right over here, so it just kind of repeats and, you know, brings the whole sneaker together. I like the coloring right over here for the skew that's called the lava. And so you can kind of just see, you know, this kind of looks like magma essentially, you know, when the rock is going from a higher to cooler temperature point. So the black can obviously be seen as like, you know, solid rock, while the red bubbles or the kind of highlighter, like pink, hot pink bubbles look like, you know, magma. So I think that was really cool. And then overall, this sneaker is just really, really cool. So yeah. So yeah. So I'm definitely be interested to get more sneakers like this in the rotation. Definitely excited to continue on, you know, finding and looking for sneakers with Nike to keep buying, because I think this is just a great pair of sneakers to have. And if you don't own a pair of these, you know, definitely get them. The resale on these aren't crazy. I actually got these for a really good deal when they released. Got them off Footlocker for $100, so it was definitely a good steal. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching my video again. That was the Nike Air Tech Challenge 2 Retro. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe as always. Let me know what I'm doing wrong or what you liked, or if you have a suggestion on another video or a pair of sneakers that you guys want to try to see, I'll try to get them. And as always, you know, I'm just another ShoeTuber. Thanks, guys.